What's going on YouTube? Username Kite562 here, and with another Beastars manga review, and it is a volume 15. Now, I just got done reading volume 15 a few days ago, so I just thought I'd record a review on it so the thoughts are fresh in my mind. My notes are written out on my phone, so anyway, let's get on with it. The first point that I wanted to talk about is Yaya plans on capturing Melon, and also Lagoshi has dinner with Haru's family. Now, I thought the Haru family dinner thing was a really delightful experience. So, yeah, like how it was illustrated within the panel, it really reminded me of like Meet the Parents or Meet the Fockers, kind of 80s or 90s comedy family romance situation. So, during that dinner scene, Lagoshi was like examining all the photos of Haru's family and how it seems like they're always close together because they're herbivores, but it just turns out that they're just a really close and loving family, and Lagoshi hopes that his home will be as warm and inviting as their home down the road. So, whenever he decides to marry Haru, that is. So anyway, my next point is that Yaya tries to recruit Lagoshi during one of his noodle trips, or deliveries, if you want to say. And so Lagoshi reluctantly agrees, so they end up trying to find this half leopard, half gazelle hybrid named Melon, mentioned at the very end of volume 14, so I just wanted to keep my mouth shut during that situation. So anyway, that was a really interesting thing, since there might be some more things to Melon than meets the eye. Anyway, my third point, Loui is briefly reunited with the Shishigumi, and Loui finds out who the new Shishigumi boss is. Now, I thought this was a really adorable experience and a really adorable little reunion, since Free pretty much told Loui that if he ever sees his face again, he'll kill him on the spot. I think it was from volume 11 or 12. If I'm wrong, please let me know down in the comments below. But I just thought it was a really wholesome moment in volume 15. So anyway, the Shishigumi Lions reunite with their ex-boss, Loui, and it's just absolutely delightful to see. I mean, Loui's adjusting to college life. Some of the college students are looking down on him, mainly large carnivore felines. And later on in the volume, Loui just ends up beating the crap out of one of them by grabbing his tail and putting it in between the feline's legs and just slamming him on his back while giving him an insult at the end. So, but as his time as the former boss of the Shishigumi, a lot of carnivore things are really still fresh in his mind and just deeply ingrained into his psyche, at least according to the manga from what I remember. So I thought that was a really enjoyable experience, and Louis just adjusting to, college life and everything. And strangely enough, he's also having phantom pains with where Lagoshi ate his leg from volume 11. So could that have some sort of connection in the future? I don't know, but I hope. So anyway, point number 5. Lagoshi has an outer body experience with his mother, Lianna. Now, I don't want to go too far into this, but an outer body experience meeting his mother, Lianna. Now, she is the daughter of Gosha. Basically, Lianna is Lagoshi's mother. So she ends up sleeping with this model named Miyagi. I don't know if we'll see anything about him, but Miyagi is Lagoshi's biological father. And then also Lianna is Lagoshi's biological mother. So, but it was surprising to see that this nice little reunion, since Lianna apparently committed suicide when Lagoshi was only 12 years old, and she was surprised at how handsome Lagoshi looked when she looked at him when he's 18 years old as of now. So I thought that was a sweet little reunion. Again, I'm not going to go into details about how it got to that point, but I just thought it was a really sweet moment between the two. So anyway, point number 6. Yaya and Lagoshi attempt to capture Melon at a high-class underground masked ball of the elite. Now, this thing was set up by the new boss of the Shishigumi, according to the manga. But, you know, Lagoshi and Yaya are still trying to capture Melon. And it's just a really cool experience because a lot of carnivores and herbivores get to be a different type of species under the mask if it's a herbivore wanting to be a carnivore. So, like, for example, there's this little short story of a jackal CEO woman that's entering this, you know, exclusive party, and then she ends up wearing a zebra mask. So then she meets up with this other female zebra who's posing as a dog or canine carnivore in a dog mask, a Doberman mask. You can see the spiked collar and everything. And I just thought all the masks had a really interesting design. And then, of course, Lagoshi ends up making a fool of himself since he was getting hit on by one of the party guests in a really hilarious way. Again, go read the manga. So it was just an absolutely delightful experience with each and every volume. This series just keeps on getting better and better. So Yaya tells Lagoshi to act like a spoiled rich kid, and Lagoshi, of course, just ends up making a fool of himself. So Yaya ends up dragging Lagoshi to the center of the dance floor and just pose as a gay couple, which nothing wrong with that. So anyway, during their little dance, Yaya gets some revenge on Lagoshi by punching him back from the first time that they met at Yaya's little complex building on top of the police station. So they end up mixing blood to lure Melon out. So they end up finding Melon at a lone table at the party. So yeah, Lagoshi is forced to watch Melon alone as he's handcuffed to the table. Well, Melon is handcuffed to the table, and Lagoshi and him have an exchange of words, and just he keeps an eye on him, and Yaya tries to call in for reinforcements. But, you know, if that goes south, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Again, go read the manga, watch the anime. Season 3 is bound to pop out sooner or later. Anyway, so point number 7. Again, we get to see a little glimpse of Lagoshi's biological father, Miyagi, from the backstory flashback of Lianna, Lagoshi's biological mother. So, I thought that was really interesting. So, anyway, Loui is annoyed that some carnivore college students kind of look at him as a form of weak prey because of his prosthetic leg. And again, like I mentioned in this review, carnivore traits or ways of the Shishigumi are really etched deep into his psyche, whether it be him being former livestock from the back alley market or the black market, whatever you want to call it. So it's just absolutely wonderful to see that Loui still ain't going to take shit from anybody, no matter how big they are. And I'm just really glad Ibuki was able to teach Loui how to deal with large carnivore felines. And this volume, it just keeps on getting better and better with the series, and I have nothing but praise for it. So, anyway. So, we get more backstory on Lianna, Lagoshi's mother. So, she and Gosha have a conversation during their dinner or lunch, and she basically tells him she's gonna stop telling everybody that her father's a Komodo dragon, and she wants to live a normal life since that would be a lot more easier for her to get around society. But again, she has a she tries to be somebody that she isn't, since she's a hybrid. So like, you know, half reptile, half Canidae. If I'm wrong with that assumption, leave comments down below in this video. So anyway, yeah, Lianna tries to be an upgoing social canine student, but like some of her lizard traits are kind of peeking out with her social quietness, wanting to sit next to the window at her desk and just be a little antisocial. That's just kind of the little confliction of what being a hybrid leads to. So I just thought that was a really interesting and eye-opening experience, and I really do, we get to see more backstory chapters like this as the manga continues. I mean, I know this series is like, what, 22 volumes long? But all in all, I just thought it was a wonderful experience to see more of Lianna and how she grew up herself. So anyway, they end up getting a cute family photo together of her, Gosha, and Lagoshi. And we get to see some details about Lianna that I'm not going to mention here in this review. Again, go read the manga. So, anyway, point number 10. Well, point number 11. I apologize. Haru's dad wants to have Lagoshi over for dinner again, and then Haru's family wants to get him his own chopsticks. Now, this is during the scene after the dinner, so it's like at the very beginning of the manga. This review is kind of all over the place. So, anyway, it was a really cute scene. Like, Lagoshi standing in the rain, and then Haru's dad offers him a ride, and they end up in the car, and Haru's dad apologizes to Lagoshi for the car being for small herbivores only. And I just thought it really interesting that in general that this society has like different sized sections for like different species citizens, different sized citizens of the world of Beastars. And then it's just a really nice detail, because like during the dinner scene, Lagoshi felt as if he was a monster invading Haru's family during the dinner, but you know, it was just an all-around pleasant experience. I mean, Lagoshi's father, Haru's dad, saw that Lagoshi looked at each of them in the eye as they talked, and then he put his shoes down near the door, and then he kept his fangs closed and his claws closed as best he could, according to the manga. And so I just thought that was a really sweet experience. So Lagoshi ends up confessing to Haru's father that he's in love with his daughter. So I just thought that was really sweet, and just the expression on Lagoshi's face is absolutely delightful. So anyway, all in all, my overall thoughts for this volume is that a lot more backstory was revealed for every character, whether it be Melon, you know, Lianna. So, and all in all, it was just a really solid experience. We get to see more of Haru's family, which was a really delightful thing to see. So, anyway, what was your favorite part about Beastars Volume 15? So, I give Volume 15 a solid 8.8 out of 10, so that's like a solid B plus rank in my book. Almost to the A- range in my opinion. So anyway, what was your favorite part about Beastars Volume 15? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Kite562 signing out, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, everybody. Later.